Hello, this is Kevin Lisarasu, and I'm a master's student studying computer science at Virginia Tech. And in this video, I'll be talking about the role of world-class developer experience in CI/CD. WCDE stands for World-Class Developer Experience, and it is essential in the software development world because it removes a lot of the friction developers face in getting code out to production. By creating an environment designed to maximize productivity, WCDE allows developers to focus more on innovation and building solutions rather than getting bogged down in administrative tasks. So every company has its own systems and culture that influences how work gets done. For example, a startup might prioritize speed over developer experience as they rush to create a product. In contrast, larger companies with thousands of developers tend to have more cautious and structured pipelines. They need to ensure that every code change is thoroughly tested to maintain quality and prevent issues that could impact business. When done right, investing in a world-class developer experience not only boosts reliability, but can also drive significant returns in productivity, quality, and ultimately profit. CI/CD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery or Deployment. It represents a set of practices that automate and streamline the integration, testing, and deployment of software. The goal of CI/CD is to remove repetitive tasks and processes that machines can handle, making the journey from development to production much smoother for developers. Continuous integration focuses on code version control, building projects with tools like Gradle or Maven, and running tests such as unit integration and end-to-end testing to catch any errors early in the process. And continuous delivery then takes successfully built and tested project and prepares it for release, adding a strong emphasis on monitoring for any issues that may arise when changes reach production. Underneath it all, CI/CD relies on tools like Jenkins, Tekton, or other internal and external pipelining tools that automate each step, helping drastically to reduce the time needed to complete a release. To highlight why world-class developer experience is so important, let's consider a few quotes from prominent figures in software engineering. Software developers talk about tools but seldom use them. Adding manpower to a late software project makes it later, and a team of experienced developers can be 10 to 20 times more productive than a team without experience or tools. These quotes emphasize that truly understanding and supporting developers with well-designed, effective tools can accelerate productivity and drive innovation. Simply adding more developers won't necessarily speed up progress as new team members need time to adapt to the existing system, but investing in productivity tools, even with some initial setup time, can increase efficiency significantly over time. To make this work, it's essential to keep a cycle of rollout, adoption, and feedback constantly in motion. Now let's pause and think about which metrics we could use to quantify productivity. If you thought of a few already, you're on the right track. We can use lines of code, pull request frequency, cycle time, coverage, or output. While these metrics can give us insights into developers' day-to-day work, they often don't capture the full picture. For instance, making configuration changes might trigger 1,000+ lines of code changes with a single build, or fewer pull requests might be submitted if a developer is on call. Task difficulty can also vary widely, impacting cycle times from local development to production, and the balance between coding and administrative work can shift depending on the workload. The reality is that no single metric can capture the full impact of a tool on developer productivity. Instead, we need to look at average historical trends, aiming to balance quality and velocity as we refine our tools and processes. And here's one more question for you to consider as we wrap up this topic. We've discussed what a world-class developer experience looks like, but how do we actually get there? There are four key avenues to brainstorm new solutions and reach this goal. First, we need to identify pain points by gathering feedback through surveys, direct interviews, and retrospective meetings to uncover bottlenecks in our current system. To streamline our processes, we should reduce the number of hops developers need to take to accomplish tasks and simplify workflows. Adopting CI/CD practices as well helps us push code changes to production more quickly and safely. Next, we must build strong relationships with both developers and managers to collaboratively brainstorm ideas. Leveraging on-call tickets can help resolve recurring issues that we have and make the process more efficient. Finally, fostering innovation is essential. Organizing hackathons allows developers to rapidly prototype and share new ideas. Rewarding the most impactful innovations and hosting regular learning events ensures that the team stays informed, motivated, and on track. Let's pause and think about real-world applications where improvements in developer experience are crucial. What processes can we simplify using automation or abstraction to save valuable time and resources for both developers and managers? So we have infrastructure as code, building, linting, testing, and release management. There are many processes that can benefit from such improvements, but I'll highlight three key ones here. First, we have infrastructure as code. This approach allows us to provision and manage IT infrastructure through code instead of handling these tasks manually. A common application of this is containerization, which eliminates the need for dependency hunting and ensures a consistent, monitored environment. Next, let's consider the building, linting, and testing processes, which are essential parts of CI/CD pipeline. While these processes are necessary to ensure high quality, standardized code is being deployed, they can be time consuming, especially for large changes or projects. By carefully selecting the right tools, we can optimize these processes to save significant time and effort. Lastly, release management is often a resource intensive process that requires collaboration between developers, managers, and customers. Managing regular releases, whether it's security patches or bug fixes, can become complex and time consuming if not handled efficiently. Streamlining this process can free up valuable time and improve overall workflow efficiency. Here are two real world examples that showcase how investing in developer experience can significantly enhance productivity and increase the amount of work that can be accomplished. The first story comes from Rubrik, a growing player in the cyber recovery and resilience space. When I joined them as an intern, I was tasked with improving the user experience for both developers and managers by establishing a self-serviceable pipeline scheduling system. Now, release management, as we've discussed, can be a tedious task involving multiple parties to schedule resource-intensive operations, and at Rubrik, the pipeline landscape was hard to decipher. Simply a list of jobs with cron codes scheduled in UTC, to give an example. Developers were spending hours making simple changes like adjusting parameters or schedule times for jobs. By integrating the Google Calendar API, we were able to better visualize the pipeline landscape, drastically reducing the time it took to make those changes from hours to mere minutes, while also eliminating unnecessary steps in the process. The second story comes from Dell, where developers were spending an excessive amount of time dealing with infrastructure provisioning. Recognizing that this was a productivity bottleneck, Dell implemented a fully automated cloud infrastructure and a unified CI/CD pipeline. This transformation enabled engineers to focus on coding tasks for 75% of their time, up from just the 20% before. As a result, deployment times dropped from weeks to mere minutes, and an incredible improvement for a company of Dell's size. If you take away anything from this presentation, it should be these four key points. First, to automate and eliminate friction. By automating repetitive tasks, we can remove bottlenecks and streamline workflows, which frees up developers to focus on more meaningful work. Whether that's automating testing, deployment, or infrastructure provisioning, it all adds up to less time spent on manual tasks and fewer opportunities for human error. Second, we want to invest in the developer experience. The tools and systems we provide our developers directly impact their productivity. By creating an environment that's reliable, scalable, and easy to work with, we help our teams move faster and focus on innovation. It's not just about making work easier. Investing in developer experience actually boosts satisfaction and improves the quality of the products we build. Next, we need to standardize, streamline, and simplify workflows. The more we standardize our processes like code reviews, testing, and deployment, the easier it is for developers to follow and the faster they can get their work done. Simplified workflows lead to fewer roadblocks, which is especially helpful for onboarding new team members. Consistency across workflows ensures that every developer is on the same page, improving efficiency across the board. Finally, we must foster collaboration and innovation. Encouraging a culture of collaboration breaks down silos and brings fresh ideas to the table. By creating spaces where teams can collaborate and experiment, like through hackathons or innovation events, we inspire new solutions and continuously improve our processes. Fostering a mindset of innovation also keeps our developers stay engaged and motivated by collaborating and working on projects they are passionate about. At the end of the day, it's about understanding how you work as a developer, identifying the pain points in your own workflow and optimizing them can make a huge difference. Whether it's simplifying a process or adopting a new tool, small improvements can have a big impact on productivity. And most importantly, by tailoring these improvements to the needs of your team, you're setting yourself up for greater success in the long run. And before I go, if you want to read more on creating a world-class developer experience and how other companies have approached this topic, here are some links I highly recommend reading. Thank you.